Imagine spending your whole life chasing a dream that wasn't even yours. Going to school, picking a safe major, following all the rules, only to wake up one day, working a job you don't care about, earning just enough to survive. For most people, that's not a nightmare. That's just Monday. I was once convinced that if I just followed the plan, study hard, graduate, find a steady job, I'd be okay. But here's the twist. The plan wasn't designed for people like us. It was made for a world that no longer exists. And right now, you might be living out someone else's idea of a successful life. Pause for a second and rate your current situation. Not how busy you are or how smart you seem online, but how free you feel. On a scale of 1 to 10, where do you stand? Hold that number in your head. By the end of this video, we'll revisit it. And something tells me your answer will change. Because what I'm about to share isn't some theory from a textbook. It's a real-world playbook, one that helped me and thousands of others escape the trap. Not through luck, not through privilege, but through a decision to choose a new path. Let's break a myth. High income is not reserved for geniuses or those born into wealth. In fact, some of the highest earners I know didn't even finish college, but they all had one thing in common. They mastered a useful skill that people are willing to pay for. You see, we've been conditioned to chase credentials instead of competence. But employers and clients don't care about your diploma if you can solve a real problem. That's the golden rule of today's economy. Become the solution. But where do you start? First, stop asking, what's the most profitable skill? And start asking, what's a real-world skill I can actually enjoy getting good at? It could be something like UX design, cybersecurity, logistics management, or even something hands-on like custom woodworking or drone inspection. These aren't glamorous-sounding degrees, but they pay, and more importantly, they last. Once you choose a direction, go deep. Don't just watch tutorials or scroll endless threads. Learn from real people who are doing it, not just talking about it. Listen to podcasts, join forums, read case studies. Knowledge isn't power. Applied knowledge is. By the way, if this is starting to open your eyes a little, consider this your invitation. Don't just watch this video. Subscribe to the mindset behind it. Because this channel isn't just about motivation. It's about direction. And who knows, maybe this video is the first step of the journey you didn't know you were ready for. Oh, and while you're here, tell me in the comments, what's one skill you've always been curious about learning, but never gave yourself permission to try? You might inspire someone else just by sharing it. Most people get stuck in what I call the learning loop. They binge-watch tutorials, collect certificates, listen to all the podcasts, but when it's time to act, they freeze. They convince themselves they're not ready. Truth is, you'll never feel ready. You just have to move. Start by creating a small project that proves what you can do. If you're learning to design, build a mock brand. If you're studying digital marketing, run a campaign for a friend's business. If you're diving into analytics, analyze local data and publish your findings. Don't wait for permission to practice. Just start. And here's the magic part. When you build something real, you build confidence. And confidence is contagious. It shows up in interviews, messages, and conversations with potential clients. Employers don't just hire skills. They hire energy, ownership, and clarity. So show them who you already are becoming. Also, start making noise. Post your progress on LinkedIn. Join online communities where your future colleagues hang out. Show up, not as an expert, but as a student who takes action. You'll be surprised how many doors open when you're not asking for a job, but offering value instead. In fact, let's do something different here. Type momentum in the comments if you're done waiting and finally ready to build something real. Let's see how many of us are stepping up together. That one word tells me, and everyone else here, that you're done waiting. You're in motion. You're building. And trust me, someone else reading your comment might be waiting for that same spark to get moving too. Landing a $90,000 job or building a business that earns that much is not just about the money. It's about the freedom that income gives you. Freedom to choose where you live, who you work with, what kind of future you build. The real reward isn't the paycheck, it's control over your time, your energy, and your peace of mind. But here's something no one tells you. The path isn't easy. There are moments of doubt, frustration, even failure. You'll question yourself, compare your progress to others, and maybe even consider giving up. That's normal. What matters is that you don't stay stuck there. Instead of obsessing over what you don't have, start building with what you do. A laptop, an internet connection, curiosity, drive. These are your raw materials. Stack them with consistency, and in 6 months, your life can look wildly different from today. And remember, the goal is not to be the smartest or the fastest. It's to be committed. Every high earner you admire started as a beginner. The difference? They stayed in the game long enough to win. So if this video stirred something in you, don't let it fade. Take one step today. Leave a comment sharing your story, your goal, or just what you're walking away with. Someone reading it might need your words more than you know. And who knows, you might find exactly who you need in return. Remember this: the biggest lie you've been told is that someone else needs to choose you. The truth is, the moment you choose yourself, everything begins to change.